we are live.
Okay, good. So I think what we'll do is what we did last time, where I look at my notes and tell you what I wrote down, while Dixo reads it and then gives it a spot, because I think that's the most safe thing we're gonna do with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Let me start by saying some things already. Dixo's gonna look through it, and I'll give my first little thoughts. I don't think Gameplay Galleon is the most fitting for like a feedback thingy, but sure.
It doesn't.
Okay. Okay. Am I? You made Tetris a part of your gym challenge, right?
Okay, so yes, I did because
I like that, and I noted as both like a negative and a positive, because like Tetris being in the game is great. But making weird mini games, I don't know why I thought that was like required Tetris. I thought you needed to beat him in Tetris 3 times first. So I think that was just me misreading it, because you have to fight him 3 times with different teams. So I think that was my idiocy making an issue of something that wasn't even there.
Yeah, it's just Tetris once, and then he challenges you to play Pokemon Red and Blue with him. And you can see on the bottom...
that's the thing. So you have to fight in... That leaves me with one question. Are abilities still active?
Yes, the fight is exactly the same. It's just visually looks like... And of course there has to be some...
Then I will say that then adds one of what I feel to be a big problem. Ground types are completely useless in the electric gym. Because all of your Rotoms have levitate, and your fan Rotom has a balloon as well, which is hilarious. But that doesn't. It's hilarious, but like if I decide to go in with like a Dawn fan and think, I can just Earthquake everything. No, all of them resist it, and I'll actually be punished for going in with an advantage. Because like I can't fucking hit them with Earthquake. And then I get grassed to death by the fucking lawnmower one.
Yeah.
I
that's
funny how the grass type Rotom it's taking over an appliance that eats grass.
Yeah, I think that's funny. It is funny, but one positive I did note is like you giving the fan Rotom levitate and a balloon. It's just great. I love that. Then I had the question. Yeah, and then I asked you the question, which was through DMs of this one. Well, most others, I asked on the spot. I asked which Rotom was the ace, and that turned out to be the normal one, which makes sense. And that did leave me with a question: are all of these like separate Rotoms, or is like one of them the? Okay, so they're all separate. That's great.
Main one is the one from his like backstory, whenever that.
Yeah, and I'll say that's like a positive. You did tie it in well with the team, and there's even you added a cool key item that's attached to like this fight, and that's great. But one of the biggest flaws I think with your team is that you have no Kalos Pokemon at all in the gym as a Kalos gym leader.
Rotom is a Kalos Pokemon.
It isn't. It isn't introduced in Kalos. That's what I meant.
Oh.
You don't have a Pokemon from the specific region you're in. What you usually want to do with a gym leader is showcase the Pokemon that are really like new in this generation. You want to sort of work as an advertisement for that Pokemon. If I was in Kalos, I would probably use a Tyrantrum to show off. Just look how cool this Pokemon is and how strong it is. It's on this gym leader's team and it's great and cool. That's kind of what you want to do, but that's what you did not do.
Yeah, but I do want to say one thing to my defense. Rotom in Generation 4, you only find one of him. He's like a special kind of special Pokemon. And Generation 6 is the only Pokemon that he can be found in the wild. And it's funny, you only can find him on a Tuesday in the Lost Hotel. Now, he can't be found on the Isle of Armor, But at the time I made the moveset, I hadn't played Pokemon Sword and Shield yet, and then also it was DLC, and so it was like, I'll stick with that. It's the only reason you can find him.
I didn't realize that the 2 games where Rotom is effectively a key item, he can't actually be found in the region.
Yeah,
which
it's
is
really
fucking great. Anyway, what I found also, to add to the completely useless ground type thing, is that 3 of your Rotoms hard counter ground types as well. So you really, the electric gym leader punishes you really hard for bringing ground types, which should be your ace and hole. Like oh my god, he has that and I can win. And this, you're punishing them really hard for bringing ground types. It is. I don't agree with that.
Because Volt Switch doesn't switch when it's a ground.
Yeah,
type,
that's
so
the thing. That's the biggest advantage you get. But then there are 3 that will do severe amounts of damage, and you can't hit them with the super effective you have going. So you are they can't get hit by. Yeah, your ground types can't get hit by the thing. What was it again? They can't be hit by Volt Switch, which is cool. You can't make them switch out. The thing is, you can't hit them hard, and 1 out of 2 times, you're gonna get hit with something super effective and probably have that Pokemon die anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to
Another.
Had 2 Emolgas, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think she had 2 Emolgas, and she actually used the same strategy of just Volt Switching between them.
Yeah, that's the thing, and I don't. If I'm right, I don't think people like that boss that much.
Yeah, but with this one, the idea of the fact that
they liked the character, but they didn't like Moga twice.
I also it says a lot that still to this day there are people that think Emolga are just little flying demon rats.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the problem with this. It's I like having this is something that's sort of it having levitate really works against you in this case, because it makes all of your Pokemon little demons that punish people for actually doing what they normally should be doing against the electric gym.
Yeah, but
that's
a lot of
big problem.
Electric only has 1 weakness, so it's not a thing where Rotom only has 1 ability, so.
That's the problem here. Anyway, what I will say is that I noted as a great implementation of Rotom. You did use Rotom, your main Pokemon to the fullest here. You're going into the game with him, and that's really cool. And you did some great things with it. I feel like it would have just been better if there was an advantage to using ground types instead of being
gravity
punished super hard for it.
The move Gravity gets rid of all their love takes and Rotom Flying Slime type immunity.
Yeah, I still love that. I do like that. Rotom thing. You gave a balloon. That's just fun. I like that. I mentioned it already, but it's so fucking funny, and I love it. Mold Breaker bypasses it. Yeah, but then Flying Ace and Balloon, so lol.
Also try to get him some moves that like Rotom Fan has the Fog and all that, and Frost has Toxic and all that. Just I tried to do some moves that based off the appliance they are.
Oh no, the Flying Pan is countering my poke. Also, I will notice one thing is that you did go out of your way to explain and highlight decisions, and that's always a big plus in my book. And something I really like is the key item you get from it, because it makes me imagine that all Pokemon get weird Gen 1 sprites, and that's both horrifying and great.
One thing So I really don't have anything to add on to what Carney said about the fight itself. With a little bit of clever understanding of the mechanics, it's not that tough to get past the Rotom team. It's just counterintuitive.
It's kind of like Whitney, yeah.
I'd say it's probably a little more counterintuitive than Whitney, because with Whitney it's just, oh, I brought a Geodude I grabbed because I went a little bit off the trail. Lol, I don't care. Fun fact, that's why I never found Whitney hard, because I always got a fucking Geodude early on.
I never even, the thing is, my game kept, like, freezing before, like, I couldn't even get to that point because my game just constantly kept on crashing, so I think I did get to it, and I didn't think I don't remember even. But, like, Whitney is memorable for being hard, but it's, like, not as counterintuitive as this is, because, like, in a way, your trainer really punishes people for planning ahead and playing well. Also, Rabbits, did you turn off your mic? Because we want to mainly talk to... Actually, we should be in direct discussion anyway. But whatever. Yeah. I'll say... what was I going to say again? Yeah. I do like what you did with the key item you get from this. It's like it's something that you didn't... You could have implemented... That you decided to add to this that was... Just it's such a creative idea, and I do really like what you did.
And what I was about to say is that... what I was about to say is I like everything surrounding this gym leader, but one thing that keeps bugging me is that pretty much everything in the extra facts section tells me that this guy should have some kind of, like, either post-gym or post-game side quest just regarding either his or his Rotom shenanigans. But there also isn't really... But there isn't an avenue to do so presented here. Like, I understand not writing down, and then here's something entirely unrelated to the gym itself. But...
You're saying you see missed opportunity, missed potential, like...
Yeah,
that's the thing I feel like I feel that, like you said, everything around the fight is great, and I love it, but the fight has one big flaw in, like, the counterintuitive, and also, like, it's sort of, like, repetitive because you're fighting basically fighting 6 of the same mon. You're fighting 6 different versions of the same Pokemon. Which is a bit, like...
I personally kind of like that, even though I do partially agree.
Yeah, that's the thing. I kind of like it, but I also kind of really don't.
I do say each of them having, like, a completely different moveset besides Volt Tackle and a different type means that chances are...
Yeah, that's...
You're gonna have advantage.
They are different. They are definitely different from each other, but at the same time, it's still... Like, fighting 6 different forms of the same Pokemon, you're still technically fighting 6 of the same Pokemon. It's not as bad as it could be, but it's still... It's definitely something I kind of want to note. There's no problem with it, and it's cool, but at the same time, it's a bit weird.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, also,
anyway,
to clarify on what I was saying, I'm seeing less it's a little weird to call what I'm looking at a missed opportunity, because it's sort of asking you to do something way outside the scope of what we're talking about here. And as is, you've already done a little more than what the contest actually asks for.
We ask very little.
I'm just kind of looking at the stuff in the extra facts and going, if Giga wanted to, he could add just a chunk of information going, oh yeah, here's like this hour-long thing you can do later in the game that's just centered around this one gym leader.
Oh yeah, he could. That's the thing here. You could definitely do. You could go so many ways with this thing.
Thought about doing something
That's
like that. Like,
I feel like the biggest, in a way, the biggest thing holding it back is the thing that helps make it great, which is weird. Like Rotom is both like one of his biggest, the biggest advantages, and one of the biggest disadvantages to this gym leader. That's kind of interesting.
What were you about to say, Jacob?
I was gonna say I did think about adding having like a post game. Like that's why I like the gym leaders that have some type of like, after the fight they actually have like some character building to them. They're not just, oh, he's a gym leader, okay, you're gone, never see him again. So like I did plan that, but like I kind of toned it down and just had it, occasionally his Pokemon will mess with you in the city, possess the PC and just like make you think you released a Pokemon or something.
Makes sense.
Or just like, yeah. And then the fact that you could rematch him again in the official art style, and that's how you get the Game Boy to change the style officially. So,
yeah.
The Game Boy thing is one of the things that I do really like, because I think you're the only one that if I'm right, you're the only one that gave like such a unique key item. Because I don't think any of the others included any key items and went with that and tried to make something from that. I don't think any of the others did that. At least not on the top of my memory, any of the others added an extra game item that is just a cool little extra, and I do really, really like that. Like, the idea is great. Like, yeah, you can just turn on the old game style. Because you beat this guy. That's great, that's cool, and gives some real flair to it.
It reminds me
it also allows you to see cursed versions of current Pokemon.
It reminds me a lot of how in Heart Gold and Soul Silver there is a radio station you can turn on that just replaces all of the game's music with what it was in the original Game Boy Color version.
Yeah, and that's cool. It's such a cool little addition, and I feel like that's the best comparison we have for it. And I will say, like, Giga, overall, I do really like what you did, but there are some issues, mainly around what you, and that's like sort of inherent to the fight itself. Like, what could have been done to make at least like levitate not such a problem is that like the gym itself sort of neutralizes levitate, just so you can still it might have levitate, but ground isn't useless.
Or maybe give one of the Rotoms does gravity affect both sides, or just one?
I think that affects both.
I don't think Rotom probably is capable of learning, because it'd be kind of useless to him.
Yeah, but like automatic gravity could be interesting, like part of the fight. It would totally just work against him, so it wouldn't make any sense. But still, anyway,
I realized one thing.
I even noted that it's a cool character, especially outside of the gym battles, and that's the thing. You made made a leader that's really cool everywhere, but the fight itself has some weird things to it, like especially like we keep getting back to like the ground types, but I feel like that's the biggest flaw with it. And otherwise, like, I feel like the movesets and everything are fine. Ground, the immunity ground is really the biggest issue here. Like, it's the only issue.
Okay, I have an idea for a change. What if during his gym fight, the actual Game Boy style would negligate abilities?
Yeah, that's something I actually partially thought was gonna happen, and in that case, yeah, that's cool. They have a great way to counter the Rotowns, and then I don't think it would have been a problem.
Like the biggest problem is the fact they all have to levitate. And so I feel like,
yeah, that's the problem.
It actually makes me think of something I was about to say. In that, what I realized is that kind of the best way I can phrase both what helps this guy as a character, but also hurts him as a gym leader, is just how janky he is. So the solution being add more jank is hilarious.
Yeah, that's the case. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's the case. Yeah, he's just janky. You need to add more jank to make him not as horrible to deal with. I do want to... I think I've been railing on certain things anyway, but, like, I really like that. Couldn't you just say that the floor of the gym is electric? Yeah, but he's fighting you in a cafe, isn't he?
And he's fighting you in a Game Boy, technically, on top of that. So...
Yeah, don't think you can get away with that one.
Yeah.
Also because, like, electric terrain doesn't nail you to the floor, because if it did that, then lol, Amolga. Electric terrain, you're even more useless. I hate how useless Amolga is. I like that one the most of all the Pikachu clones. Make the gameplay glitchy. Yeah, there are things you could do, definitely, but in the concept itself, that isn't there.
Yeah.
So we can't judge you as to if you did account for it. So that's the big issue here. We
So I think the biggest
we have
problem-
to judge you based on what you have and not what you could have had.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think
think the
we're
big problem
pretty much ready
is-
for to do our to draw conclusions, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay, then will you go first or will I go first, Dixo?
I don't have a lot else to say besides what I've already said. But I see. When I look at this gym leader, I see someone who is not only kind of relatable as a person that has these great responsibilities they kind of want nothing to do with, but also, like, as a character that, despite, being a Kalos gym leader with a Gen 4-centric team, acts like a, how do I want to phrase it? Acts as, like, a way to, poke fun at people who obsess over Gen 1 and Gen 2 without directly insulting them. Like I find a lot of people are tempted to do.
Oh my god, yes! I did not even realize this. Thank you for that, Dick.
And because of that, I feel like if someone like this actually existed in a Pokemon game, they would instantly become a fan favorite, especially with that Game Boy key item he has.
Yeah, that's something I will add. He would be a fan favorite. And I will say that, like, as my conclusive point, I feel like he is... I like him a lot, and he is a great character, but, like, overall, the whole package is kind of like a mixed bag, in a way. Like, there are some weird choices that kind of lower the quality, that are contrasted with just some pure creative genius. And what Keo here said is that he kind of would look like more as a side character, like sort of a rival, as Miguel mentioned, instead of like a proper gym leader. And I gotta say, I can't kind of agree with that. Or like some important side character that isn't like a gym leader, but I feel like that's Anyway, overall package is great, but there are some flaws that are more so inherent to Rotom than they are with the concept. In a way, it's more that Rotom is both one of the best parts of this, as well as one of the weakest parts of this. Yeah. So I think that if I'm still audible, I think that's yeah. Can you still hear me? Or am I
Yeah,
my
you're
audio? Okay, good. Well, Chica, I will say this as much as we've been talking about some of the negatives, this is really a great submission. I remember reading it and really liking it, but being like, Yeah, then I did notice some of the bigger problems, and I did have to note them specifically as big problems because compared to something like some smaller issues like something small that's kind of annoying that I note with a small. I do think that making something that's sort of like counterintuitive in this way it's interesting, it's going to be memorable, but it's also going to be remembered for the wrong reasons. This guy would be remembered for both great reasons, like his character and a key item he gives, and he would be remembered for the wrong reasons, which would sadly be the fight.
Man, this guy would be the best character in the game if it wasn't for his fucking Rotom.
Exactly. Yeah, but without the Rotom, he also wouldn't be cool. That's the thing here. Rotom is both what makes him cool and what is holding him back. And
I think the best solution to this would be to have the actual gym fights that take place in the Game Boy in the cafe. Have all abilities are just don't exist. Yeah. Remember, it's red and blue.
Yeah.
Abilities
that would work and be interesting, while also making it you can bring a ground type and not lose.
And then we really can go back to Gen 1 and just spam Earthquake.
Yeah, and, exactly. And that's
Ron will just be like, "Oh yeah, that was a tactic."
Yeah, that was a tactic. How funny would it be if he actually had a separate line for you just spamming Earthquake? They just in this oh wait, I forgot that Earthquake can hit my Rotom in this. You just I guess that works. Here's your bags. Not quite sure what I have to do with this now, but here you go. Thanks for that, I guess. Just really salty, but also I fucked myself here.
I deserved it, but fuck you anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't want to go to my job. People like you.
Yeah. Also, I don't think I have time for any of the others, so I think we could just talk about this now.
Yeah, my bad for not.
No problem. I think with Gigas we went on really long about it, so yeah. Anyway, I can that actually this is kind of maybe a sort of a good thing with a bad thing, because now we have only 3 submissions left. If we can cover all 3 of those in 15 minutes each, then we have enough time to say who. Then we have an actual time to discuss who we will pick as our joint spot for who gets the win. It's also kind of cursed because we have to split this in 3 separate occasions, which was not the intention at first at all.
One day I'll have a sleep schedule.
One day I'll no. My availability is gonna stay like this for at least 3 years.
Well, the saving grace is that when the video goes up on my channel, it'll be as one video.
Yeah, that's the saving grace, and honestly, I think that's good. I you know what's funny? I originally pushed this back so we could do it in one go.
Well,
and now it's gonna be split in 3 parts. Also, I think have you stopped recording already, or is that still going?
Right. I wasn't entirely sure if you still wanted to go, but yeah.